Yo, what up, man? Ross and Risky Tuesday night. I'm in here, man. But I ain't even under the weather. I'm just tired, man. Traveling and driving, it just wear you out, man. What's good, Ross?
What's good? What's going on?
Man, we in here. Just got back from Houston. Is it a coincidence that me and Beyonce, two native Houstonians who don't live there anymore, were both there at the same time? You know, just pulled up. You know what I'm saying? Just pulled. We had to represent for the city. We both rep for the city.
KD got traded, and now he mentioning Houston, y'all.
And listen, me and Beyonce, we both put on for the city, man. So shout out to B. They messed her up the first night, had the call sideways, but she good though. She good.
Yeah, I saw that. That was scary.
She did have traffic all screwed up in the H. I will say that.
You went to the show?
Nah, I didn't go to the show. I was out there on some family stuff, but still, she had traffic screwed up all around the city.
All over. She shut down the city, huh?
Yeah, and also it was some bad weather that had rolled in. It was some rain and stuff that came in. So that didn't help, you know what I mean? But it was funny. We checked into our hotel and we got in on when did we get in? Sunday. We got in Sunday. We got into the hotel afternoon, and everybody we saw had on cowboy hats. Every black person we saw, man, woman, and child. Yeah, there we go. Everybody going to go see
like
Beyonce.
That.
Everybody was going to go see Beyonce.
so let me ask. So when Beyonce come to Houston, is she doing the Rockets Arena or is she doing NRG?
She does NRG, my boy. Yeah.
Okay, so her and Kendrick, they doing the stadium tour.
Yeah, she do NRG when she comes to the H. She ain't done the Rockets
Arena. Toyota Center.
Yeah, she ain't did that nigga shit since Destiny's Child. No, I'm playing. She ain't did that.
Okay.
Yeah, she ain't did that in a long time.
So it's levels. It's levels. Okay. All the great fans. Yeah, it's levels.
She ain't doing that no more. But let's go, man. We got a lot to get into tonight, man. We're coming in a little bit late, but we're gonna get to it though, because I want to get to this one. I never, I don't like to see anybody, anything bad happen. I'm not saying this is bad. He gonna get paid, but Dame Lillard got waived, and I just thought it was ironic because his signature, he got the Dame time, and the other one, Milwaukee said, "We good, nigga. We all right. We seen enough."
That's the best thing that could have happened for him.
No, it's not. No one's gonna pick him up. His career is over.
He gets $22 million for the next 5 years, whether he play or don't.
You know who thought that was good too? Was John Wall when he was in Houston. They told him for that 1 year, hey man, you good, dog. Just sit at the crib. We gonna pay. I think they paid John Wall like 40-something million to stay at home and rehab, and he never played in the NBA again.
No, Damian Lillard has the biggest wave and stretch. It already came out. He gonna make $22 million for the next 5 years.
Yeah. You think that he's gonna play significant basketball for somebody?
No, whether he play or not, he's on their books.
That's my point. Listen, being on the books is fine. We moved on. That's what they said. They said even what we said, the Bucks, even if you come back healthy, we feel like we're better without you.
No. Giannis ain't happy, so it's going up. It's going. That's going to be the icing on the cake.
Well, we're not happy with your GM and Giannis. How about that? Because
I think that's the message.
We're not happy with the way you GM. So we just both gonna be upset.
A little bit of taking the power back into their hands.
But you got to. I don't think. Well, first of all, let me back up. Milwaukee, they might have a Doc Rivers problem already, right? So that's a bigger thing for me. But I don't know. Do you think that Dame at any point? Did you think that Dame and Giannis looked comfortable together? I just never really saw like a stretch of games where I'm like, okay, there you go, they figured it out.
Well, I think it was dumb when they fired the coach so early on. Yeah. And then I think even just the trade in general, the swap that they did, like losing Drew Holiday and adding Dame, I think they didn't need Dame. So it was always like your turn, my turn. And Dame played well when Giannis would be out. Or when they run through him, he played well. But then when Giannis and him, they never quite both played at their potential together. Mm-hmm. But I think Dame come back and can now he can pick wherever he wants to go. He can go somewhere for cheap because I'm already gonna be making $22 million from Milwaukee. he can go somewhere for cheap and help somebody towards the end of the year.
How old is Dame going to be? Because he's going to miss all next year.
He's going to be 30. He's going to be 34.
When he comes back, or you talking about next year going to be 34?
No, he's 34.
He's 34 now?
Let's see.
Yeah. He can have some age on it. Ross, ladies and gentlemen, believes that these guys are coming back from Achilles in 3 months. That's not how this is going to work.
I'm saying towards the end of the season, when it's playoff time, Dame will be back and he'll be able to join whatever team he wants for a cheap price.
How old is he right now? You got the age? How old is he? I'm not saying age is the end all be all.
34. He's 34. He's been in the league 13 years.
So he's 34 now. So he'll be 35 next year. I think he's going to miss all of next year. So I'm thinking that when he comes back, he's 36.
Birthday in July. He'll be 35 and
oh shit. So he's going to be 35 now. So he'll be 35 all next season. Gotcha. So okay, let's talk about the first option, like you said. A team picks him up toward the end of the year. Okay. Is he coming off the bench for you? Because if so, he's never done that before, and he's coming off an Achilles. I mean, what?
But I mean,
both of those are adjustments.
But we see in the playoffs. I mean, that really don't matter because in the playoffs, the best player is gonna get the minutes. So even if you come off the bench, you may play. So you telling me, if first off, I would love Dame in Orlando. If Dame came to Orlando, we are good. You know what I'm saying? We could play Dame at the 1. We're good.
When do you think he's coming back though? Because I'm thinking that it's gonna be so late.
I think end of the year.
I mean, like we know, like after All-Star break, you think? Because after All-Star break, it's like 20 games left.
So he tore his Achilles. What? The finals is June, probably May, early May. So about 10 months, I would say. So he'll be back probably like February of next year. Towards that second, that second half of the season.
Yeah, but after All-Star break, it's only like 20, 25 games left. So now you're talking about coming back, not only trying to integrate in a new team, but also get back into shape, in the basketball shape. I think it's a lot of that. I think it's a big ask.
Miami, I would like to see Dame.
Well, he would definitely get in shape in Miami.
I would like to see Dame in Denver. What if Dame could go to Denver and back up Murray?
Cold. I think they're putting something else together in Denver though. We'll get to Denver later.
I like Denver. I like where Denver's going. They made a lot of good moves.
Yeah, they made a lot of moves.
It's a lot of teams. I like Dame. I don't want Dame to go back to the West though. I would prefer.
Do you see Dame as, if when he comes to this team, do you see him as like a shooter? Because I don't know what you bring him in as. Because I don't look at, even though I think Dame's a great shooter, I don't look at him as a shooter, right? Like, I don't look at him like, what's my boy that just got in trouble for suspected gambling? Beasley. I don't look at him.
Beasley.
Yeah, I don't look at him like that type of shooter. Like he can just stand there, kick it out, and he's going to shoot a high percent. I think he needs to have a rhythm with his game, and he can get rolling. So, like that's what I'm saying. Coming back from the Achilles.
Even if he ran the second unit, though, he could give you 12, 14 with the second unit.
Okay. I don't. You're very optimistic. I'm not hating on Dame. I wish him the best. I just think it's a transition period from a guy he's top 75. Like, I don't think he should have been on that team, but they got him top 75 all time. And you talking about he gonna come back and come off the bench for a young Orlando Magic team? That's an adjustment period.
No, it was hard if he came to Orlando.
Okay, what? Even more of a big adjustment. So now we just played a whole season in Orlando, and now Bane got to try to figure out where his shots are gonna come from. Is Dame gonna come in there hunting shots, or is he? I just think it's a tougher ask than what you think it's gonna be, Ross. Just to plug that type of a player in.
And just because you said the top 75 thing, all right. So far, Dame has played 900 games in his career. For his career, he averages 25, 7, and 4. Dame's elite.
Yes, he was elite. Now he's coming off an Achilles. He's going to be 35, 36 years old. Trust me, I know. Time is real. I used to be able to play. Now I'm terrible. Time is a real thing.
So he tore April 28th, 2025.
So right about May, like you said. You said May.
I say January. I say January.
Ross, you just said May, so it was through what was it? 2 days
10
from
months.
May.
10 months.
It was 2 days from May.
Around January 20.
Beginning of April. It was the end of April. Ross like, well, shit. Hilarious. Now, I wish Dame the best. You touched on something a second ago, though, saying about getting that power back. I think organizations are gonna start doing that more and more, though, Ross. I think they'll give the franchise guy maybe a shot. You know what I'm saying? If you want to bring somebody in, but when you bring these guys in and it doesn't work, and you see it's not. That's why I asked you the question. Was at any point where, and you kind of alluded to it, it was when Dame is able to be Dame, stuff worked out. When it wasn't that, it was different. So I'll give you a flyer, let you bring a guy in once, right? If it works, great. If it don't, man, we got to take back the organization. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, you're seeing it more and more because look at Indiana. I don't think Halliburton wanted Myles Turner to sign with Milwaukee, and that's like they're direct rivals.
And I know that Giannis is not happy, but that's a good person to put next to him. Like, I got to be honest, like he fits. He's not as tough. Well, he's not the defender that Lopez is, right? And he's not as tough, obviously, as Portis. But he gets to now do what he wants to do. And what he wants to do, because Giannis is going to do all the tough stuff, right? Giannis a board. He'll play defense. He's going to get to float around, shoot threes. Giannis is also very used to playing with another big. So that's not going to be any transition or, period where Giannis got to get used to that. He's used to that. So I think he might actually play better over there, to be honest with you.
Turner?
I think Turner will play better over there, yeah.
I think he'll be a little more hungry. I think we both was right when we say he cost himself some money in the finals, though.
He did, yes.
Because they only offered him 60-something, and he turned that down. It was 3 years. Yeah, they offered him less than what Nas Reed got.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I think that's the nail in the coffin for the Timberwolves. No disrespect, get your bag, Nas. I don't want to transition all the way over to the Timberwolves, but for me at least, Ross, I think Nas has to do a whole lot to now justify that money.
But it's only $25 million a year, though.
Jesus Christ, Ross, we need you to do something for the money, though, right?
Bro, listen, I've been telling everybody, $20 million is your average role player in the NBA now. If you've had any sort of accolades, you're getting $25, $30 million now.
But what I'm saying is,
man of the year. He was undrafted, so you gotta think he been playing on the bargain for the last couple of years. So now he kind of earned that because he came undrafted. It's not like he was a first round pick. Like he really got his out the mud. Ended up being the 6th man of the year. You know what I'm saying? So he deserved 25.
Listen,
listen, ACP getting 20.
Say it again.
KCP is getting 20. You feel me? It's dudes like Gary Harris out here getting 15. You feel me?
The Mavs, I don't know what he's making now, but when he was in Dallas, the Mavs were giving Tim Hardaway Jr., I think, like 18 or 19, and that was like 3-4 years ago.
That's why.
But that was a bad deal then, though. Like, my thing is, it was a bad deal when they did it. Then I don't like the deal at this point, just because I didn't see a jump for Nas Reed this year. I don't know what the numbers even say. I just didn't see it in terms of impact on the game from last year to this year. I didn't see it. And so now I get it. Maybe there's not anybody out there that's better than him, right? Because what is he? 6'9", 6'10", run the floor, shoot the three, play some defense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it, but man, okay. Listen, if that's if that's the market is what it is.
Well, look at Michael Porter Jr. We talked about him.
That shipped out.
Yeah, and he gonna go.
And I said his deal was a bad deal when he got signed. And I said also, the same thing I'm saying now. I understand why they did it. 6'9", 6'10", can shoot the ball, can run. It's the same song and dance, right? And I get it, but I don't know. I don't know. So but getting back to Dame, you think Dame should be an Eastern Conference guy? If you I guess you want to maximize what he can do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Milwaukee.
He just came from Milwaukee.
You know what I'm saying? Leaving Milwaukee.
Oh.
I think Milwaukee to the West would be like jumping back into that. Like now you talking about coming back from a Achilles and having to go back to every single night.
How about him in Minnesota?
No, listen, going to the West from Milwaukee, you jump back into that every single night. You seeing one of them guys. That's the toughest position to play, especially in the West. You got Steph one night, De'Aaron Fox the next night, Jamal Murray the next. No, I'm saying
you ain't named the threat yet. You ain't named the threat yet.
But I'm saying
the threat you just named
Lord,
Jamal Murray.
Those are the average guys.
Oh,
so we're not even talking about the Lucas and the, you know what I'm saying?
Listen, Dame top 75. Dame, are you top 75 or not? Like I don't want to hear.
Told you he averaged 25 over his career. He averages 25 over his career.
Okay, well, go ahead and do your business. Go to Minnesota.
How many guys have done that?
Minnesota definitely needs a veteran stable point guard. He fits exactly what Minnesota would need. That he can relieve some of that pressure, right? Off of Ant. You still got DiVincenzo who can come in if you need a defender and he needs, you know what I mean? You just talked about Nas Reed contract, you got the rest of them boys, you good.
I think you hit it right there. What if he end up going to your Rockets? Would you take him over Van Fleet?
Well, I take you over Van Fleet, nigga. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm cool. You don't understand how cool I am on Van Fleet. I'm super
You
cool.
Don't like Van Fleet?
He's 5'10" and he's a volume 3-point shooter. Yeah. No athleticism, no speed. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, they gonna get
He's not a willing passer. You know,
they gonna get you.
No. I applaud him because he did. Listen, him making it to the league at his size, coming out of Wichita State, ton of respect for him. I'm just saying now you're talking about the Rockets and like the way the team is built. He was perfect in Toronto at that age for that team. He was perfect. At his age now, at the money he's making for this team with Durant at an advanced age, I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like it.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? But Dame would definitely be a major upgrade if they could get Dame. But I think they have to do a little too much.
At that point, that'd be cheating. That'd be cheating.
I still wouldn't have him top 5 in the West, though. But go ahead.
You crazy.
Ross, he just played. He just played with Giannis, who I think is the best player in the world.
I'm saying Houston's top 5 without him.
Well, Houston was number 2 last year. We don't know what they're going to be this coming season, Ross. We just watched Anthony Davis.
Jalen Green more than Kevin Durant. Okay.
We just watched Kevin Durant not make the play-in, playing next to 2 All-Stars.
Why wasn't it? We watched Devin Booker not make the play-in. That was his team.
Listen, y'all told me a couple years ago Devin Booker was the best 2 guard in the league. So I don't know.
I never was the one saying that. I ain't never.
You got to go argue with them, dog. I ain't got nothing to do with that, man. Hey, I ain't got nothing to do with none of that Devin Booker business, man. Go talk to that Jenner girl or somebody. I ain't got nothing to do with that business.
But yeah, I think Milwaukee. I think they kind of they took some of the power away from Giannis. I think that Indiana, after going to the finals, losing Turner to them, that took a blow for Indiana. So I think the East is pretty much like no Tatum in Boston. You know what I'm saying? I think no
Tatum, no Porzingis, no Drew Holiday.
I was gonna talk about them though. Atlanta, and I don't like Atlanta. I'm not the biggest Trae Young fan. Mm-hmm. Atlanta has gotten better. Bringing in Porzingis. I like the kid they drafted. I told you about from here.
Yep.
The Asa kid. They got Nickeil Alexander-Walker, the backup Trae. Mm-hmm. That Jalen Johnson kid, he was a truth all year, defensive first team. So like they got some pieces. I like Atlanta, what they put around Trey. I mean, even though I'm not the biggest Trey fan.
You know, Porzingis is simple with him. It's always about health.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? If he can stay upright, he always produces when he's on the floor when he's healthy. That's good. He's done that throughout his career, no matter where he's been, whether it's in New York, Dallas, wherever he's gone. In Boston, he won them. What was that game? One of the whatever game it was of the final. He won the game in like the first quarter. You know what I'm saying? Like
came in and went 9 for 9. Something crazy.
Like it's a reason that coming out when he got drafted, why his nickname was the Unicorn. Like motherfucker's like 7'1". He was quote unquote like a Wemby before Wemby. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like he can handle the ball, he can shoot it, he could run the floor, he can block shots, and he's done it. But you know, he's fallen victim to that guys over 7 foot thing to where they get the lower body injuries and it's just a health thing. And now I don't even know what this is with him now.
I think he's one of those guys where he don't belong in the big market. I think for some reason it just when you count on him the most, he always find a way to, like, even in that finals, like he came back that game 1 and he killed. I'm like, damn, he could get finals MVP. And then after that, you know what I'm saying? Just like he really could have got the finals MVP, but he let Jaylen Brown get it because he wasn't healthy. It probably would have been Porzingis. I believe he was the difference maker, like between him and Drew Holiday in Boston. I think when they was able to upgrade from Marcus Smart, and then now you can kind of upgrade from Horford doing everything and add Porzingis. I think them two were the difference makers. Like I see Boston taking a good step back. Even if Tatum was healthy, I see Boston taking a good step. Like I love Simons. He from here. Yeah. And they lost Porzingis, lost Al and Cornet.
But I did see they signed a big fella from France that played on the national team. So they'll get a dog in him down low. You know what I'm saying? He don't got the offensive skills, but he'll give him some dog. They ain't gonna just push him around, put it that way, right?
You talking about Yuba Sule, the one that dunked on LeBron?
I don't pay attention to individual.
He don't even want to.
I'm saying I don't pay attention to individual plays.
Come on, man. We're not biased here on Rolex and Wrist.
Yeah, Come on, man. Talking about like one play. I don't know. I don't know one play from him. You know what I'm saying? Did he? I don't know. Jason Tatum dunked on LeBron.
Buddy pretty much got his NBA job when he dunked on
Jason Tatum dunked on LeBron as like a rookie, right?
Yeah.
People get dunked on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it happens.
Jordan Crawford got him too. And they deleted the footage off the internet. We ain't gonna talk about it.
Jamal Murray got him. We saw that in 4K. Jamal Murray got him. Yeah, listen. Get dunked on. Yeah, man. Hey, man, but we go for we shot blockers out here though. So that happens when you're a shot blocker, you get dunked on. We got a whole bunch of chase down blocks and block dunks on our resume too. Don't get it twisted. Yeah?
So since we're talking about LeBron, perfect segue. Perfect segue. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about Bron. Here we go. Somehow all conversations and road leads back to Bron. Let's go.
Well, we can start with the Lakers. So Lakers.
No. Fuck the Lakers. Let's go with LeBron. Let's go. Let's get to it.
Because it's necessary that we talk about how they disrespected Austin Reaves. Now, all year when y'all were saying he's the best third option. Y'all been saying he's the best third option in the league. And I was the one.
You gotta pump him up.
I was the one on my campaign breaking down all the teams with better third options. But when y'all pump him up and say we got the best third option, he averaged 20. Austin Reaves. AK-47. White boy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they just said just straight white boy.
That's what we call white boy. You feel me? They offered Austin Reaves $90 million. Austin Reaves said, nah, bro. I just seen Nas Reed get 125. I just seen all these dudes get paid. Now they just sold the franchise for $10 billion. Y'all could at least gave me 110, 115, something.
Well, it's called negotiating, first of all.
Right? Austin Reeves turned his contract down. Now he just a little humble white boy that's waiting, trying to get paid from Oklahoma. Now you got GOAT James in year 23 with a player option for $52 million.
Yeah.
And he opts in the day after Austin Reaves turned down his. Now, we've seen Tom Brady at the end of his career take less to pay the team. Like, it's been a thing that guys, especially when you're of that level, the only reason you would be extending your career after year 23 at this old age is to have a chance to win a chip, right? Because why else are you still playing in year 23?
Hey, love of the game. I don't know.
Okay, the love of the game, or is it the stat book? Is it the stats? What is it? You know,
hey, man.
It can't be championship.
Maybe I love money. I opted in the $52 million. Who's turning that down?
Do you think that gives the Lakers the best chance to surround a winning team?
That's the GM's job is to put a team together, right? I have a player option, right? That was my contract. I left it that way, so I have an option in year 23, so I can opt into it or I can opt out. $52 million. I'm gonna go ahead and opt in. That's the most money I can get.
So you, as being a Laker fan,
I'm not a Laker fan.
You are a Laker fan.
No, sir.
I was a Laker fan when they had Kobe,
sir.
and now they got your next favorite player.
I was a Kobe Bean Bryant fan, and then when he retired, I understood that Kobe's my favorite player of all time, and then I understood that James is the greatest all-around basketball player, and I admire his game, and so he just happened to become a Laker, so I got to keep all my Laker stuff. You know?
So now he on the Lakers. You got all your Lakers stuff.
Yeah.
You follow. We do a sports show, so we got it. We
Allegedly.
got
I don't know
obligation. Hold on, we got obligation to call it like we see it. So I'm gonna ask you. You tried to back your way around that question. Do you think LeBron James? Y'all, it's so hard to get a direct answer. This man is like Donald Trump right now. Do you think LeBron James getting $52 million helps the Lakers win, or do you think him taking $52 million kind of puts them in a bad position to surround them with the talent? Because we know Luka, we know what he gonna get.
Well. So you want me to answer it from a Lakers front office perspective, right?
No, as a fan, I'm a Magic fan.
I'm not a Lakers fan, so I can't do it. But
that's the team you've been rooting for.
No, I don't root. But here's what I tell you.
Who was you rooting for all last year then?
Not the Lakers. I wanted to see I'm happy to see LeBron gather any accolades so that he can pass up Jordan. But with that being said, if I'm the Lakers front office, I would have been trying to talk to LeBron about opting, not about opting out. So maybe we can do a restructure of that. You know what I'm saying? But here's the problem, though. See, because now I got to go to the other side if I'm LeBron. What the hell has Rob Pelinka showed me in terms of outside of Anthony Davis? No. Because we can't give him the Anthony Davis move because that move was technically already done with Magic Johnson. ESPN and everybody else got in the business and colluded. And so people got to remember that the GM for the Pelicans got fired that same year too that Magic Johnson quit. So that deal was going to get done no matter what. So I can't give you the Anthony Davis. What moves has he made that make me think They called him. The Mavs called him. It's not a move. That's not a move he made. The Mavs hit him up. Yo, what you in? He was like, yeah, I'm down.
You got Luka for AD and Max Christie.
You got to go. You got to go talk. What's your man?
Y'all was ready. Y'all wanted to get rid of AD.
What's your man name in Dallas? You got to talk to Nico.
In return.
Y'all got to go talk to Nico out there in Dallas. What I'm telling you is, if I'm LeBron and I opt out of this money, I have no faith. Because think about it, right now, we're going through right now. Free agency's been fast and furious, Ross. I ain't heard no Laker talk.
They got the Laravia kid, the young kid from the Kings.
And does that help anything? No. So if I opt out of
next Austin Reaves when they lose Austin Reaves.
So let me ask you this. If he opts out of the 52, what does he end up signing for?
Bro, he could have opted out of the 52, went to any team he wanted to, Lakers included, for however much he wanted to.
I want 52. Who got 52?
Right, but that's why my question
We got a Lakers fan in the chat. As a Lakers, this is Courtney Jackson. As a Lakers fan, the contract offer to AR was in fact a max offer for Reaves, so I can't blame the Lakers for that. Listen.
Well, he turned it down. I want more.
Okay. And what I would do, what I would have done when he turned it down, excuse me, what I would have done was shown him a picture, right, of a little black German kid who we tried to offer a contract to a couple of years ago, and he turned it down, and he been chasing that money now for how long?
Right. And I would show y'all a picture of Nas Reed.
Well, no, Nas Reed is 6'11". See, that's the problem. 6'10".
Well,
that's the problem.
I averaged 20 last year.
Okay.
Austin Reaves feel like he can make an all-star team.
No, we don't. Mean? No, we stop that, Ross. No, we don't.
What you mean? What you mean? He averaged 20.
He really can make an all-star team. What all-star team? Hey, I'm gonna start talking like Tony Allen in here. What all-star are you talking about?
He averaged 20, Roy.
In the pod. What all-star are you talking about?
He averaged 20.
I don't give a damn how much he averaged. He ain't making no all-star team.
What you mean? He can. It's the Lakers already. So you're gonna get the fan vote. People was definitely buying the AR-15 jerseys. So
what?
He definitely
that was everybody in Memphis. It was just people in Memphis buying that jersey. Crazy Negroes.
Bro, I'm looking. Austin Reaves, he was like, bro, he's like top 20 in scoring. He was like top 20 last year.
And where so?
What you mean?
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Okay, well, the Magic, y'all need another shooter. Go ahead. Why don't y'all pick him up in Orlando?
No, we got Desmond Bain.
No, y'all need another. Y'all only want one shooter. Y'all need no more scoring.
Desmond Bain get more than 90 million.
Okay, so you should get a nice deal.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Don't try to be cheap with Austin. No, LeBron James, you're a billionaire. Take less. You could have took LeBron could have took 25, and y'all could have brought in 2 players to come and help.
Nah.
Clint Capella just went to the Rockets. Y'all need a center. Y'all need a center. Well, you lost Jackson Hayes. Who gonna play center next year, LeBron?
I don't know because our coach didn't even put him in the game. So
who gonna play center next year, LeBron?
We'll go get. Hey, you told me on last pod we can just go get one of them Africans from South Sudan. We can just go.
And guess who went and got one from South Sudan? Phoenix. Shout out him.
Rich Paul He's a dookie though. Yeah, Rich Paul is his agent too though. Shout out to him though.
No, I watched the story. That kid played basketball for 4 years, left his family, went to Duke that 1 year, and then got drafted. He only played basketball for a total of 4 years.
Listen, I mean, the motherfucker is 6'11".
He was on that South Sudan team. I went and watched the highlights. He was blocking everything.
Well, here's what I'm gonna tell you about the go back to the Austin Reaves thing. Don't Dennis Schroeder yourself. That's what I'm gonna tell you. And remember the line that Jay-Z said, never go Eric Benet? This is going Dennis Schroeder. Never go Dennis Schroeder. See? Now shit's finna get real for him. Because now when he had this bullshit year and he ended up signing what was it? 4 years for 90. What were they offering him?
4 years for 90.
That's good money. That's good money. Now when he ended up signing for 3 years for 52, what we gonna say then?
No, bro. That's disrespectful for Austin Reaves.
See?
Y'all gotta stop playing with him.
Okay. Listen. Well, look, let's see what teams want to buy in.
Bro, Jalen Suggs is making $30 million a year with Orlando.
I ain't got nothing to do with us, man. Hey, look, Ross.
They set the market.
Bad contracts has nothing to do with me in the front office of the Lakers.
Hartenstein is getting $29 million a year.
One more time for you. You tell it. First of all, Hartenstein's a center, so those are kind of at a premium. Because I can it's a bad deal, but I understand. Those are a premium. Center, it ain't too many guys. It's a whole bunch of guys that can do what Austin Reaves do.
Austin Reaves or RJ Barrett?
For what team? For the Lakers? For the Lakers, give me Reaves. For the Lakers, give me Reaves.
RJ is making $27 million. Jaden McDaniels. Come on, bro.
I take Jaden McDaniels over Austin Reaves though. Like Austin
I might have to go get you one because Austin's out of there.
Listen, well, he just freed up $20-something million. We good there. We good. He just freed up a bunch of money. See, LeBron opted in. He didn't take the contract.
So LeBron must be gonna play another season after this year. So now I ask you, do you think this is last year? You think he 2 more years?
Well, listen, I'm not in that man's brain. Pause. Here's what I'm telling you. Whether it's his last year or not, if I got the option to go and put my name down for $52 million, give me my $52 million. That's what I'm gonna do. Because it's not, see, everybody want to go to like the Tom Brady stuff and all these other guys and all this other stuff. Maybe even Tim Duncan later on in his career. Here's the problem. Here's the problem with those arguments. Tim Duncan wasn't making all-star teams at the end of his career. See? Tim Duncan was out there getting like 13 points, 12 rebounds at the end. I'm just trying to go look at the number. I'm gonna tell you what he was doing. He was still a valuable piece on the team, but like him taking a discount, like, yeah, you probably should have. LeBron is out here still averaging 20 plus points a game and is a legitimate all-star. That's not the fans voted him on. No, he's a legitimate top.
Right, 15, but you probably could average, LeBron could average 18 points a game and not put up the stats and actually build a team around them to where his old ass won't have to score.
Who should they go get then, Ross? Who's the player out there that they should get? He should have waived that contract to go get.
They should have been trying to get Jaren. They couldn't afford him. I definitely would have tried to go get Myles Turner.
For what? You just watched him in the fight. What is he gonna help us do? He don't rebound or block shots.
You have nobody.
And he wouldn't have been nobody. I'm cool on him. I'm super. God bless him. He went to UT.
You have nobody.
He's a Texas boy. God bless him. But bro, I'm cool.
We've seen all these moves. The Lakers have not made a move. All the teams in the West got better. Let's talk about Denver. Denver got rid of their problem. I would have been trying to get Michael Porter Jr. That would have been a good shooter next.
So so Denver got rid of a guy who we said on this show consistently doesn't play hard. They clearly no one in the locker room likes him. But you want him to go. You want us to go pick up a guy who is the MO on him is he don't play hard.
First off, shout out us because I think we were the only people who called it out right there early on when we seen the rumblings with Denver. Both of us called that. I think Michael Porter Jr. is the problem. So shout out us for that. But yeah, he still can go somewhere and contribute though. I mean, for what Denver needed him to be the third, fourth best player, I think on a good team where you surround him around more guys. I think Denver lost their depth, and they when they paid him,
they got a bunch of shooting back though. They got a bunch of shooting.
I love what they did. They went and got a backup center with Valanciunas.
That's a good pickup. That's a super. I don't know that didn't do a bunch of numbers online, but he's like almost a perfect backup for Joker.
Exactly. They went and added Hardaway Jr., good shooter. They added Cam, my boy, who I said they should go get.
You did say I got to give you props on that. You meant I just didn't think it was such a. Then listen,
he's 6'10" and he like the best 3-point shooter percentage wise in the league.
But it's not like. But look, can we? But like his three, can we talk about his three? It ain't like he's not like that with it though.
Like he's that. He'll have a lot of games where he go 4 for 5. He's one of those like. Then he can have a game where he go 6 of 8 from 3. Like he ain't Michael Porter Jr. might have some 10 3-pointer games. He shoot a lot more. He kind of search out for his shot a lot more. I think Cam is just like when he takes a shot, more than likely he gonna make it, and he take good shots. He probably ain't gonna average as much. He probably ain't, you know what I'm saying? But he takes good shots and he makes them.
I think Cam's a guy who just at this point in his career knows who he is. He understands his game,
and he plays a lot harder than Michael Porter.
And that don't take much effort.
But he gonna cut. He gonna move off the ball. he gonna scrap and do all the little dirty work things, which I think is what they missed on that team. Agreed. I think Bron was the only guy, him and Russ, that had like.
And they just got some. Who did they get back? Did they get Brown back?
Bruce Brown back. So
that was a good pickup too.
And think about what they did. Bruce Brown earned himself a paycheck. They said, we ain't gonna pay you. Went and let him come back to reality and brought him in.
That's what the Lakers gonna do with Austin Reaves. See, that's what we gonna do with Austin Reaves. We gonna look because to
nobody was saying Bruce Brown was the third best option.
Supporting this point, that was the most anyone could offer Reaves. It's based on years in the league. He wasn't an All-Star, All-NBA, and AR still has another year on his contract. See, we tried to help him out.
Courtney, I understand. What I'm saying is, so now next year it's only one or two things. Next year, are you gonna offer Austin Reaves the 100 because he turned that down and he's betting on himself, or are you gonna let him walk? I think
it depends on what he do, bro.
LeBron James is there.
Oh, here you go. You finna hate
making the $52 million. There's no way that they're gonna be able to afford Austin Reaves. I think Austin Reaves gone. You probably see Austin Reaves end up on a competitor. I could see Austin Reaves going somewhere and being that icing on the cake that puts him over the top. Yeah,
like who?
I've been very critical of Austin Reaves. I think y'all put a lot of extras on it, and he's just a white boy. So similar to the rappers, they can do what we do, and you be like, damn, white boy spitting. So I think with Austin Reaves, he had a couple of highlights, and you like, damn, white boy, he cold. But I thought y'all had to hold the brakes on the best third man in the league. I named a bunch. Nas Reed was one of them. Derek White.
Just hyping him up.
But
you gotta hype up your team.
But what I learned with him is you can depend on him to get buckets. He can get buckets.
He can't play defense, but he can score.
Right. I compare him to like not as saucy, but he's like a Jamal Crawford, Lou Williams, where you can go ahead and chalk him up for 16 to 20. You know what I'm saying? He just before you look up, he done hit 2 open threes. He done got a couple layouts in transition. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, he got 14 quick.
Yeah.
Like he's just a volume scorer. Now, does it work with Luka and LeBron? I don't think so, because I don't think them being your front court is ever, your back court is ever going to work. I think you can't have two. Well, Luka's so-called in shape now and skinny. So let's see. Let's see if Luka can play some defense with losing some weight. But I think when other teams' backcourt see Luka, Austin Reaves, 2 white boys, and LeBron, I think it's barbecue chicken. So I think his days with the Lakers are numbered, especially if Bron gonna be making $50 million and not really giving you the flexibility to get a surrounding cast around him.
Here's what I'm telling y'all, man. If you out there, you got a chance to make $50 million by signing your name. First of all, that was on the contract. It ain't like, I did something weird. I opted in. I'm gonna opt into this money. I'm gonna get this 52, right? I don't give a damn how much money I got. I'm gonna get 52 more, right? Let me get that. I'm overcharging y'all for what y'all ain't paying Bronny. How about that? So I need.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay. That makes no sense. Okay.
I'm overcharging y'all for what y'all doing with Bronny, man. Yeah.
So what other teams you like the moves that they made?
Oh man. We talked about Denver. I really love what Denver's done. I think they put some shooting around. Excuse me. They went, to your point, and got a backup center who I think is a great backup center for what they do. I'm trying to pull it up. I like the Pistons getting young man Duncan Robinson, because they needed some they make sure that they got some shooting back. So now they got somebody who's a knockdown.
And Beasley was probably gonna get the check. So you guys see what happened with him.
Yeah. So I thought that was a good move for them, because that was, I'm like, man, damn, they lose Beasley. Where's the shooting?
Beasley and Hardaway.
Right. But now you bring in Duncan Robinson. Okay, cool. We got some shooting back. You know what I'm saying? So I like that. Let me go through. I'm trying to pull up what I had. I had some.
Hey, I like New York, man. I like Clarkson going to New York. I think they needed somebody to get some buckets off.
He shakes it up because now he's a guy that you can bring if you're gonna play your bench, you can bring him in off the bench, and
Tibbs
he's
is
a
gone.
bucket.
Tibbs is gone, so the bench is gonna get played now.
Well, I don't know, because who the hell's gonna be the coach in New York? I saw a report that they was talking. They want to talk to Don Staley. I don't know who they trying to talk to. Mike Brown. Listen, no disrespect, brother to brother. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mike Brown, man. I hope he gets a job. That can't be why you fire Tibbs to bring in Mike Brown. That can't be the move. Mike Brown? Come on, New York.
Yeah,
Mike Brown can't be the move, family.
Yeah.
That's not it. And no disrespect to Mike Brown. But if you're the Knicks and you want to be considered a serious organization and a serious contender and you fire Tibbs, you want to talk to Mike Brown? Jesus Christ. You want to talk to Don Staley? Listen, I take Don Staley before I take Mike Brown. And I'm not saying Don Staley in a disrespectful manner. I'm just saying I think we all understand and recognize that.
A little disrespectful.
No. But I think we all understand and recognize, though, Ross, if you're going to bring in a woman coach who was previously coaching women's college basketball, although at a high level and winning national titles, that's a super transition that you're doing, right? That's a transition for everybody. The team, the organization, for Don, everybody. So that's but Mike Brown's not, it can't even be a serious candidate. Mike Brown. Come on, dude. Mike Brown.
I think low key they want to go after Brunson. I think they
Pops.
I think they pretty much pretended like they was doing their due diligence by going after a bunch of people that already had jobs. and then Brunson just gonna, oh yeah, Rick Brunson.
That would be interesting. He's been an assistant for a while, right? So we can't say he ain't put the time in because he's definitely been an assistant. Man, that's just I don't know.
The way I see him on Brunson, he don't give me the type that's
but let me tell you a story. Let me tell you a story about a football dad who I saw on his kids pretty tough too. And I never saw him develop anybody else who needed developing. I won't say any names or any organizations, but I'm just saying I've seen a similar story before, and I've seen a dad coach his kids fairly hard. That don't mean you can coach everybody else, right?
But you can't say that though, because Brunson was in New York before Jalen Brunson got there.
Huh?
Rick Brunson was in New York before Jalen Brunson got there, right?
But he was in Dallas with Brunson. Then he went to New
York. So
he
followed him his whole career?
Yeah.
Brunson,
I mean, obviously Brunson had ties to New York. He had played in New York as a player. You know what I'm saying? He was a good
player. No, I thought Jalen Brunson just happened to come to his team. I didn't know he followed him the whole time.
I'm almost positive that he ended up getting a job in New York. So I'm almost positive he was on that. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he was on that Dallas staff.
That's different for me then.
Yeah, I think was he on that Dallas staff? You looking it up? Yeah, I think he was on that Dallas staff. I feel like he was on that Dallas staff. And then he made the move, and
No. So he was with Minnesota.
Okay. So when did they come to New York at the same time?
He was with Minnesota till 2016 to 2018.
So he was never in Dallas? I could have swore he was in Dallas.
Nah. Okay. So he was with Minnesota, then he went to coach high school for 3 years, then came back as the Knicks assistant.
Oh, so when his son got to the Knicks, he decided to come. Yeah, so there you go. So he followed his son. Yeah, so you don't go from a high school basketball coach, but he had a tie-in with the Knicks. His son was there, plus he had played there already. So they're all right, man. Come on, nigga.
And he was at Camden in New Jersey. I guess it was pretty successful, but yeah, you don't go coach high school for 3 years, then walk into the New York Knicks. You go from Camden High School to New York Knicks, Madison Square Garden.
Stop.
Yeah, that's a little crazy.
Going back to the Bucks, I forgot they also got Gary Harris. I bet that's a solid move for them too. Shooter, veteran, can play. That's a good move. It was another move I just saw Ross earlier today. Blah, 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 blah,
I like San Antonio getting Cornette next to Wemby. I think that's a sleep move, but like I think that'll benefit. So now you got because Cornette he played well in Boston when he got the opportunity.
He did.
So I think him going in that system, San Antonio backing up Wemby.
Oh, that's the move I saw that I like. Your team, Orlando. I love that Jones pickup.
Yeah.
I've been listen, I typically avoid Duke players like the plague, all of them. Plumlees, Reddicks, anybody, Kyrie, all Duke players. I just stay away from them, right? Tatum was the first one. I was like, you know what? I rock with Tatum. But I usually avoid Duke players. But Tyus Jones, like when I saw him playing, I was like, okay, listen, he's just gonna be he's just gonna be solid across the board for you. Not gonna do nothing stupid. He's gonna shoot a decent percentage. He's gonna be a pesky defender. He's gonna be a willing passer. Like he's almost, I believe he's the perfect backup point guard, and he can be a starter for you if in the right situation.
If somebody goes out for a stretch, you're not gonna lose a beat with Tyus
at all.
Yeah, I think in Memphis, that's when he kind of solidified it.
Correct.
That year when Ja got hurt.
Yeah, I when I saw y'all had him, I was like, that's such a good pickup because I think Orlando's man. Y'all got such a good team that front court y'all got is already impressive. You put Desmond Bane in there, you get you some shooting, you get you a solid, stable point guard. A guy though who's on the move again, who man, a few years ago, I mean, it's crazy. Do you remember how big the market was on LeVert a few years ago?
Yes, LeVert, yeah.
I mean, but now he signed with Detroit. Man, that could be a sneaky good signing again for Detroit. We just talked about Detroit. But I mean, he don't got the cachet he had a few years ago. Let's stop the Duke hate. Yeah, I don't mess with no Duke players, man. I don't rock with no Duke players. Yeah. Hey, it goes back. Christian Laettner scarred me for life. Pause. I don't like Christian Laettner. Yeah, I don't like Christian Laettner. I don't like Trajan Langdon. Jason Williams almost made me quit playing basketball. The first time I played, I saw Jason Williams in college. He's a few years older because I never played against him in high school. But when I saw him play in college, I was like, hold on, fam, this is how college players are. This is all. And then I had actually played against Chris Duhon, who ended up being his backcourt mate.
Oh, Duhon, yeah.
I had played because Duhon's from Louisiana. I had played against Duhon in high school. And that little motherfucker was just super fundamental and just really good. And so I hated him in high school. And then he went to Duke. I was like, well, there you go. I hate him.
I hated Shane Battier.
I didn't like I hate everybody from Duke. All of them.
Shane Battier.
I hated all of them. Boozer, Elton Brand.
They be having all them niggas with
Corey Maggette was my guy. I messed with Corey Maggette heavy. Maggette was my guy. I like Corey Maggette. I played against him in high school too. Shout out to Corey Maggette. He was a real one. But the rest of them can go to hell. Yeah, they can go to hell. Was there any other moves? Kevon Looney going to go get some money over there in New Orleans. Shout out to Kevon Looney, man. He seemed like he was going to be just a Warriors lifer.
Hey, New Orleans. I like them. I like New Orleans.
I don't. How about D'Lo going to the Mavs? You like that move, D'Lo to the Mavs?
Yeah. D'Lo can hold it down till Kyrie get back.
Then bring him off the bench. Yeah. I mean, on paper it works. Let
me see.
The Finney Smith is the one that hurt me the most. Talking about just to go back to the Lakers. That's Houston. The one that hurt because he went to the H.
And that's what Houston need.
Yes. He's a knockdown shooter. He can come off the bench. You can put him in. He cannot play the whole game. You can put him in the last 5 minutes. He'll go 2 for 4. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, he gonna come in and do all the dirty stuff that you want. Whitmore and East. Yeah. Easton play a little bit harder, but you know now it's somebody a vet where when them young boys tripping, you can go to Finney Smith and know what you're gonna get. It was actually funny because KD was on LeBron and Steve Nash's podcast, and KD used Dorian Finney-Smith in a scenario where he was explaining, like, you know, and LeBron kind of gave him the eyes, and now, you know, the next day later, Dorian Finney-Smith gets
so they already knew what time it was. Gotcha.
They be knowing, man.
Yeah. What do you think before we move on from these? What do you think about DeAndre Ayton?
I think he's trash. Nah, see, I've been hearing he go to y'all.
I mean, he got bought out, right? I mean, for the right price, we'll take him.
I think he's trash.
I mean, I don't disagree. Well, first of all, I gotta let me back up because I got some people out there that be like, you can't call no NBA players trash. I'm saying relative to his position in the NBA. It's crazy that you got to like specify that for motherfuckers out here, right? We're not saying
obviously he's better than me, you know.
Right. People like, oh, man, that nigga trash. No, we're not stupid, right? But I think he's still a serviceable big though. I'm not just saying that because the Lakers might have a chance. I'm just saying like he got a touch. Now his problem has been one thing, Ross. His motor. Does he have a motor? Now obviously that's a huge problem if you don't got a motor, right? Maybe that 1 year over there. Well, how long was he over in Portland? 1 year, 2 years? Maybe he got his mind right. Sometimes you got to think. Listen, some cats. 50 Cent said he sent a couple of his homeboys back to the hood to get their mind right. So sometimes you got to send dudes back to the hood to get their mind right. Make them appreciate some shit.
That's what you got to do.
Yeah, send them back to the.
So Portland was the hood.
Yeah, Portland was. Yeah, in the NBA terms, yeah. Shout out, no disrespect, Portland, but you know, ain't nothing to do in Portland. You got to go to Canada, nigga.
In NBA terms, that's the projects.
Yeah. Hey, that's Portland, like damn, nigga. You know, I heard they got some good smoke out there though. No.
Yeah. They got.
Yeah, I heard they got some fire out there.
Portland and Utah. That's the government.
Yeah, you don't want to be out there. Bro. Yeah, you don't want to be out there, man. Let's talk about some cats who got paid. Though. Jabari Smith got paid.
Jabari Smith, yeah, they give him?
5 years, 122. 5 years, 122. Got paid. Shout out to Jabari Smith, man.
I know Austin like this right here.
It's the Austin same deal.
Birdman and Rubb.
Ain't it the same deal? Hold on. What they offer Austin? 4 for what?
90.
It's a little less. Yeah. It's a little less. You know what I mean? But yeah, 5 for 122 for Jabari. SGA, he opted in for shit. What was that? 200 and what was it? What was the number?
285 over 4 years.
Shout out to SGA. Yeah, and then we had
70 million a year.
Jaren Jackson, 5 years, 240 over in Memphis.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. So shout out to them brothers too. And of course we can't forget, we already talked about LeBron. You know, he opted into that 52. Yeah. Courtney Jackson said there's no way Bron makes 52 a year anywhere else. And Bron knows he knows that, which is why he opted in. Of course. Like we not
what we're trying to get him to understand is the only reason you would be playing in year 23 at this point is to have the chance to win. Him making 52 a year doesn't give any team the chance to win.
It gives my family a chance to win. We got to take care of little Zuri. We got to take care of the family, bro. Yeah. I got people out here I'm taking care of. So I need my 52 million. Yeah.
Yeah. So and then with Austin Reaves, so yeah, he was in this extension year this year. He declined it. So next year he'll have a player option.
And guess what he gonna do, Ross?
No, it's only for 14 million. He gonna decline.
Oh, okay. Well, he gonna decline. He gonna decline that. And you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna say, let's see what you can get. Let's see what we're going. Listen, let's see what the market is for you. Let's see what the damn market is for you. Because right now, that 90, that was us bidding against ourselves. That's us bidding against ourselves, Ross, if I'm the Lakers front office. So you said no? Okay, cool. We were going to give you some security. You said no. Let's play the year out. We'll come back and we'll see, what the market says about you. Now, here's the problem with that. Are you going to try to do too much now next year?
I mean, all he got to do is go average 17 to 20.
It sounds good. We might got another player we finna bring in LA.
See, and that's what they do. Now they gonna start playing with them.
Hey man, we gotta, we're trying to win ball games over here, man. You said before we jumped on, Ross, that you wanted to get back into the Kobe T-Mac debate. What you got?
So I've been doing a lot of little research, you know what I'm saying? Deep dives on YouTube. I've been falling asleep watching NBA hardwood classics. You know what I'm saying? Then I got my phone out and I just happened to look at the years and match them up.
Okay.
So let me pull this up for you right here. Let's see. Tracy McGrady. So Tracy McGrady was drafted at 18.
Mm-hmm.
Got traded at Orlando after his third year. He was 21. He only played in Orlando for 4 whole years, from 21 to 24. In that span, over the 4 years, he averaged 28 points a game, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. Had a season where he averaged 32 points a game. Now that's when us being the Magic, we only scored 80-some points a game. T-Mac averaged 32.
Good for him.
Hold on, let me see. Averaging about 22 field goal attempts a game. Okay, from 21 to 24. So I believe the argument was just at that peak, if T-Mac played and for the Lakers, or if Kobe would have been in Orlando and T-Mac would have been in Lakers with Shaq, would he have been able to do the same thing? I'm looking. Kobe from 21 to 24 when he was winning.
When he was what?
When he was winning.
Oh, okay.
T-Mac kind of outdid him in every category. I give Kobe the edge on defense. Kobe had the edge on defense. Other than that,
the question
T-Mac's numbers was better in every category.
The question has to be asked: who the hell was T-Mac playing with? Because Grant Hill was hurt the whole time.
Hold on, Roy. It's different when they can say we're gonna triple team one guy.
Nah, man, y'all. Hey, leave that debate for Gil's Arena. That's cap.
They're shooting the same amount of shots.
No, we're not talking about.
They're shooting the same amount. 20 shots is 20 shots.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
What you mean?
Well, 20 shots and 20 shots. Because I don't know. First of all, let's back up. Again, I have no. He was playing with Daryl Armstrong over there. Who else was he playing with? Was Mike? No, Mike Miller wasn't there. Was Mike Miller there?
So, do you think that makes it easier or more difficult?
No, what I think is that it's totally different. That's my point. Is that it's a totally different game. He was over there playing in a wide open offense where he could do whatever he wanted to, whenever he wanted to. Kobe, not only was he playing with Shaq, but he was also playing in a very structured triangle offense in which you got a young player who has all this ability, who wants to go out there and do what Vince Carter, T-Mac, Iverson, he wants to go out there and be able to do what they do in terms of freestyling, but he has to learn how to play within this structured triangle offense in which we're going, our number one option is Shaq. Everybody else you just named is a number one option.
But to T-Mac's point, that's why he said that, is because he didn't have nobody else to take no pressure off him.
So my question would be, why didn't he do that?
Is getting 5 guys going at him.
That's cap.
What do you mean? I'm a Magic fan. T-Mac was kicking it out to Keith Bogans.
First of all, shout out to Keith Bogans, Kentucky alumni. Shout out to Keith Bogans. First of all, he was a monster at Kentucky.
He was our best shooter we had with T-Mac.
Disrespectful to Keith Bogans.
And Pat Garrity and Mike Miller. What are you saying?
Well, here's what I'm telling you, is that we can't just act again. What I'm telling you is Kobe's career is in, I've always maintained. I'm glad you brought this up because this gives me a chance to clarify a few things. First of all, number one, although I think LeBron's the GOAT, Kobe's my favorite player of all time. If I had to pick, you give me the first pick in the NBA draft all time, unlike Charles Barkley, I'm not taking Iverson, but I will take Kobe Bean Bryant. That's my first pick. Well, it sounds good, but give me Kobe Bean Bryant. That's who I'm taking first, right? Because that's my favorite player of all time. I clearly think that LeBron is the greatest all-around player ever, but give me Kobe Bean Bryant. Now, move on from that point. I've always said this, Ross. Kobe's career was in reverse. Those other guys got to get all the other stuff out of their system early. They got to shoot how many times they wanted to. They were the unquestioned leader on the team. They were the unquestioned best player on the team. Kobe, at 17, came into a team. He wasn't even T-Mac was at worst in Toronto. Obviously, once Vince got there, he was the second best player. Iverson, the moment he got to Philly, was the best player. You might want to make an argument that maybe Jerry Stackhouse was better than him initially. Okay, but Iverson was the best player. Same thing with Vince Carter when he got, when he showed up, was him or T-Mac, whatever you want to do. No, Kobe wasn't even the second best player when he showed up. Toronto. But Ross, Kobe wasn't even the second best player when he showed up in LA.
Neither was T-Mac. T-Mac was a sixth man.
Yeah, but that's just because he came out of high school. They brought him off the bench. What I'm telling you is that when Kobe came to LA, it wasn't just Shaq. It was Nick Van Exel was just an all-star. Eddie Jones had just been an all-star. He was playing he wasn't even a third. He was the fourth or fifth best player on the team. So you got to talk about one of those guys going over there and being bro, it's not just as simple as just dropping them in and now what? No, I think people got to understand first the mentality of Kobe, what he had to go through early in his career. Then when it became him and Shaq, still he's deferring to Shaq in the triangle. And then the whole time he has this game to where he can do so much more, but he's restricted because of how dominant Shaq is. We got to go through him. all I'm simply saying is, I don't think it's as simple as saying, well, look at what T-Mac was doing in Orlando. We just going to plug that into LA. That's not how that works.
Of course, but I'm saying bro, T-Mac went from averaging 15 to, you're in Orlando. He came to Orlando thinking he going to get Grant Hill and Tim Duncan. It didn't work out. So instead, it's him, Darryl Armstrong.
Shout out to Darryl Armstrong.
Those guys. And I mean, the only thing he did, so he went from 25 a game to 27, 26, 32, 28.
And never got out the first round. Go ahead.
Right, but that's because we was paying Grant Hill all the money and he wasn't playing.
That Grant Hill.
That's not T-Mac's fault. That's all we're saying. That's not his fault.
Okay, if it's not his fault, what happened in Houston if it's not his fault?
Y'all got hurt.
It's always something.
His numbers in Houston, 26, 24, 25, 22. Like, the difference is...
So y'all got hurt every year, is what you're saying. Every year y'all got hurt. So every year y'all got hurt.
Okay, listen, Kobe had the longevity. I give Kobe the latter part. What we were talking about is during that first three-peat, Shaq was the most dominant player in the whole NBA.
Agreed.
If you paired him with another young superstar who at that point in their careers was looking at Kobe eye to eye, you can't tell me that T-Mac and Shaq might have not won 3 in a row in 5 years or 4 years, but they could have won 2. With that Lakers team, like if you go and you look at that Lakers team, every position was better than anybody on Orlando. Derek Fisher, better than Darryl Armstrong. Robert Horry, Rick Fox, like Devin George. Y'all were better at every position. Then whenever y'all moved on the guy, you replaced him with somebody even better.
What I'm saying though, I just think, I think in Kobe's passing, it's become a lot of disrespect of Kobe, in my opinion.
Disrespectful to say.
No, and again, you remember last week I said, I know how close Kobe and T-Mac was. So I know for a fact T-Mac wasn't being, I'm gonna be this.
He would have said this if he was alive.
Yeah, because that, but my point is though that like T-Mac wasn't saying it from the perspective of I can do whatever Kobe can do, because I understand that he has the love and the reverence for Kobe, right? So I know it wasn't coming from like a bad place, right? When he was saying it, he was just speaking of, hey, y'all talking about this ring culture. I just never had the opportunity, although he did play with Yao, and he had Yao on the team. He had Meta World Peace. He had Shane Battier on the team.
Let me ask you, are you taking Yao or are you taking Pau Gasol?
Well, they play two separate positions, so you gave me a center.
Who are you taking on your team? You just said if you draft somebody first, you picking Kobe. So if you was drafting your team, are you taking Yao or are you taking Pau Gasol?
I think Yao might be a slightly better player, but I think that Pau Gasol probably has better health.
We know you're taking Shaq over Yao, so he played with two centers better than the one center.
We just said Pau Gasol's a power forward. Now you just said he's a center. See, being weird.
Well, okay. So he played with two bigs better than the one big that T-Mac ever had.
Okay. Agree. Well, hold on. Let me slow you down on that. I'm gonna slow you down because the reason that trade was able to be made was because nobody, I promise you, I know people are gonna do this revisionist history. I was there at the time. I was an adult. Nobody, even though he had been in Memphis putting up decent numbers, nobody thought that Pau Gasol was like that, as the kids say. Nobody was like, man, Pau Gasol like that. To this day, everybody always says Kobe may help make Pau Gasol.
And it's not the truth. I just had this conversation 2 days ago. Pau Gasol.
You can give me numbers. No, you can't give me numbers, Rob.
Yes, that's what it is.
No, see, you're going to give me numbers, and then what I'm going to do is now I'm going to find a bunch of players with very similar numbers.
Bro, Pau Gasol was giving you 20 and 10 his whole career.
On a team that was terrible.
His whole career.
You do understand. Hold on. You do know what's the white boy for? The Florida Gator that won the first chip with the Warriors. What's David Lee? You do know he averaged 20 and 10 in New York when nobody was there, right? And nobody cared.
I'm just saying, he
averaged
more in Memphis and then went to the Lakers and his points dropped. But he was playing on the Lakers. He got second team All NBA for 18 and 9.
Yes, because now what you're doing matters. That was the difference. When he first came, everybody was saying nobody cares about those numbers because it wasn't contributing to winning. Can you name anybody he played with when he was over there in Memphis? I have no clues on that team.
Bruh, he had 10 years of averaging 20 and 10 he averaged 20 and 10 for 10 years in a row. He get traded to the Lakers. What's Pau Gasol gonna give you? 20 and 10.
Let me ask you a question. Here's the question then. If he was so good and that 20 and 10 was so great, why the hell they trade for Kwame Brown?
It's a lot of stupid moves we see.
Okay, now that's the dumbest move ever. If you're talking about he was that, no, it's because everybody
drafting Kwame Brown was the dumbest draft pick ever. Kwame Brown had a lot of people fooled.
You got to talk to Jordan about that, not me. Talk to MJ. Talk to your GOAT about that. I don't know what he was thinking.
But I'm saying, Pau Gasol did what Pau Gasol, he actually scored less. It's just he played now with Kobe Bryant. So instead of him being the first option, he can be your second option and still give you his 20 and 10.
Let me ask you a question. Which is
why, to my point, which is why T-Mac could have went and been the second option to Shaq and still gave you 28 a game.
Nah, he couldn't have.
The same way Pau Gasol went from being the first option.
Pau Gasol wasn't even making the playoffs. He was like those. See, that's my point. What he was doing was having no impact on winning whatsoever.
He was the rookie of the year in 01. He averaged.
Yeah, because guess who else he was a rookie with? Kwame Brown. But go ahead.
Listen, he averaged 18 and 9 his rookie year.
Yeah, on a horrible team.
10 years later, he was still averaging 18 and 10.
So he never got any better, is what you just told me. You just told me he never got any better.
For 12 years, he averaged from 18 to 20 points.
No. What I'm telling you, Lord, is see, shout out to KG. I watched the games, Lord. And those Memphis games, none of those points mattered. He shot whenever he wanted to. He played whenever he wanted. It didn't matter. When he got to LA,
you weren't watching Memphis then. They wasn't on TV. You capping.
Oh, that's
KG. See, you capping. Memphis wasn't on TV back then.
Let me tell you another team that wasn't on TV.
Gasol was on Memphis. You weren't watching.
Let me tell you another team that wasn't on TV. The Minnesota Timberwolves when Kevin Love was playing. Because I can tell you for a fact, nobody gave a fuck about what Kevin Love was doing over there in Minnesota. And he was doing the same thing, 20 and 10, and nobody cared. Nobody cared.
Hall of Famer too.
Huh?
Kevin Love gonna be a Hall of Famer too.
What I'm telling you though is that just because you're putting up numbers, that don't mean you can be doing on a bad team. Like it doesn't equate to anything. You just put up a bunch of numbers. Who cares?
Right, Roy. I agree.
But and then what happened when Kevin Love came to Miami? What kind of was he putting up in Miami? I'm sorry, in Cleveland. He was a third option, and he was giving me what 15 and 11.
Oh, hold on, Kevin Love had 2 years in Minnesota where he averaged 26. The other years he averaged.
Let's talk about
18.
Cleveland now.
The other years he averaged 18, 20, 14, 11. In
Cleveland,
he averaged 16, 16, 19, 17, 17, 17.
See?
And then after LeBron left it.
See, it's time to win. He gave me a bunch of 16 points a game talk when it came time to win. See?
Because he went from being the first option to the third option.
No, he went from playing bad basketball to playing basketball on a team that's ready to win now. That's what he went to.
Right, but Roy, you can easily look at this. This why the numbers don't lie. He went from shooting the ball 19, 20 times in Minnesota, the same amount that T-Mac and Kobe was taking, to shooting the ball 12 times in Cleveland. So if you take 8 shot attempts, if you take 8 shot attempts and you only go down 6 points, what does that say about you? We both play basketball. Hold on, Roy.
Go ahead.
If I shot the ball 8 less times than you, but you only had 6 more points, you scored 23 and I scored 17, what does that say?
I have no clue because I don't know how you got those points. You could have been running the floor, getting a sit. You could have been running the floor. Like LeBron, he's playing with LeBron and Kyrie. He's playing with LeBron and Kyrie. Kyrie is a point guard. LeBron, I think, is one of the greatest passes of all time. He should be getting a bunch of easies, no? That's what I would think. A bunch of easy buckets for him.
I'm gonna pull it up for you. I got you.
Hey, look, Courtney Jackson in here heavy with us tonight. Courtney said, so is the argument that T-Mac could have scored as much as Kobe? What does that even mean?
No, that wasn't the argument.
He's saying that we just would have presumed that would have resulted in equal winning. How?
That wasn't the argument. The argument is in ring culture, when we talk about these guys, we don't take the circumstance into.
I do though. See, you Jordan fans don't.
Kobe getting drafted to the Lakers.
He didn't get drafted. He got traded there on game.
On draft day, drafted to the Lakers.
He got drafted
and them being a winning organization, an aggressive organization, and T-Mac getting drafted to Toronto and traded to Orlando, and Orlando bringing in Grant Hill and trying to bring in Tim Duncan, and those fall through. Like, those are circumstances. But when T-Mac compared himself to Kobe, I believe he was talking about at the peak of their careers when they both were the best two guard. When the best two guard in the league was either Kobe or T-Mac.
Watch this.
When it was right there, if T-Mac played on the Lakers with that surrounding unit and Kobe played on the Magic, we would look at them differently?
I'm about to end this whole argument right now.
So if Kobe stayed with Charlotte, do you still look at him as the greatest
ever? I'm going to end the whole debate right now.
Favorite player ever? No.
I'm going to end the whole debate right now, Ross. The whole debate is over as of right now. I'm going to end it. So you just said during that time frame, the two best two guards were Kobe and T-Mac, right?
Right. At 21. Kobe was 21, T-Mac was 20.
I agree with you, Ross. I'm not disagreeing with that. In the 90s, the best two guards were Michael Jordan and Clyde Drexler. So if you just swap Clyde Drexler over to the Bulls, would they win 6 chips?
Do you think so?
I'm asking you. This is your argument. This is your argument, Ross.
Hold on, y'all.
This is your argument, not mine. This is your argument.
I'm a chess player.
No, this is your argument.
Right. Hold on. Didn't you tell me Clyde is the what shooting guard? Hold on. You had Clyde over. You got him over Dwayne Wade?
Yes.
Where you got him on your? Hold on.
Forget what I think. I'm irrelevant. Forget what I think. Does Clyde Drexler win 6 chips with the Bulls is the question.
I didn't watch Clyde Drexler with my own.
There
you got to inform me.
So you didn't watch him, but you watched Jordan. So you didn't watch Drexler, but you watched Jordan. That's insane. They played the exact same time frame.
Only time I see Clyde is when he was coming up short to Jordan.
So you didn't watch Clyde.
I don't think I seen Clyde win the game ever.
That's weird.
Yeah, I only seen losses.
Clyde, but you watch Jordan. That's weird.
I only seen losses.
That's weird.
Every time Clyde come up, it's always like a Jordan greatest performance game. You know what I'm saying? Like I only seen him come up short.
Well, here's the deal. Clyde made a few NBA finals over there when he was in Portland, and then he finally got a chip when he came to Houston. So he went to multiple finals.
Who did he lose to?
He lost to he lost the first one. He lost to, I think, Detroit. He lost to Detroit, and then he lost to the Bulls.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't like he was making.
Shout out to Isaiah Thomas, by the way.
But it wasn't like he was losing.
Shout out to Isaiah Thomas. Yeah,
he didn't lose to Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah, shout out to Isaiah. Shout out to Isaiah.
Oh, okay. He was losing to better teams than LeBron.
Shout out to Isaiah.
Yeah, okay. He was losing to better teams than LeBron.
Shout out to Isaiah. I don't know what you're talking about. Shout out to Isaiah. I'm just simply saying, you just told me T-Mac, he the second best two guard of that era. Plug him in. Okay, I'm telling you, Clyde was the second best two guard. Plug him in.
See, that's what I'm saying. This is why I keep giving the whole soliloquy. No, if Tracy McGrady leaving Toronto, if Tracy McGrady would have got traded to the Lakers and Kobe, after them first couple years when the Lakers was trash, if Kobe would have got traded to Orlando, not saying they would have.
Kobe would average 40.
Not saying they would have went on a three-peat. I'm just saying T-Mac, like, that's what you got to look at. T-Mac could have won 2 rings. Like, if at that point with the Lakers, they were that loaded and Shaq was that good that I do believe if you gave Shaq, like, okay, if Paul Pierce played on that team right there at that point in his career, you think they win?
No.
See, that's what I'm saying. I disagree. You think on that Lakers team with Derek Fisher, Devin George, Robert Horry, Shaq, all them boys, you think if Vince Carter played the 2, you don't think they win at least one?
No.
See, that's what I'm saying. You just a hater.
Y'all are discounting.
You just a hater.
Y'all are discounting what Kobe did defensively. Nobody you just named ever made any all defensive teams.
And I said defensively, that's where I did give him the edge. Defensively, he was a beast.
Y'all act like Kobe.
But the Lakers had all defensive guys. Everybody locked up. Rick Fox locked up. Derek Fisher locked up. Rick Fox was locking up.
Stop with the Rick Fox and the locking up. He was like, Rick Fox caught a 2-piece from Doug Christie. He wasn't locking up.
That's because Doug Christie was on that though. Shout out Doug Christie. Doug Christie was. I love Doug Christie. He was on that.
He need to check his wife. Is what he need to do. He need to check his wife. That's what he got to do.
Shout out Max Christie. You know what I'm saying? He was supposed to be a Laker, and you know what I'm saying.
Well, we good on him. Send him elsewhere. We good on him. He wanted too much money. But I'm just simply saying though, Like, this is doing such an injustice to Kobe because people act like Kobe. And again, man, it hurts me to say this because I love T-Mac's game. I don't like it. I love T-Mac's game. But I promise you, it's levels to this shit. And Kobe is not just the game, it's the mentality. I love when this conversation comes up, how we forget the Mamba mentality shit. Like, as if that doesn't play a role in this whole thing.
The Mamba mentality was the second half of the career. That's what we gave that. That's where Kobe really solidified and set the.
I don't know, Courtney. This is weird. So if two players are equal offensively, but nowhere near equal,
Courtney, they're not equal. Offensively, they're not equal. Tracy McGrady was the better offensive player at that point in their career.
Oh, you smoking drugs. Oh, I didn't know you were saying that. You smoking drugs now. Yeah, you smoking drugs. Yeah, you on dope. Hard stuff. Hard. You might be tying off your arm. You might be tying off.
I said it again. At that point, bruh, come on, bro.
It, Ross.
So we don't all know the narrative that Kobe had in the early 2000s. He was selfish. He was a ball hog. He shot too much.
That was the media. See, you can't listen to the media. You got to watch the game, Lord. It was who?
Bro, just today, I was sitting there. I'm telling you, on my YouTube, it's all hardwood classes. I was watching something, like WAC 100 or something. It go off, boom. The 2001 NBA All-Star game comes on. Literally, you got the announcers in the game.
What was the announcer, Ross?
I'm trying to remember. What's my boy name? The legendary one.
I know who it was. Do you remember who it was?
Who was it? Marv?
Well, Marv is gonna be the lead. He was a lead announcer a lot of times. Yeah.
Who was it?
Well, in terms of people that were hating on Kobe, that's what you want to talk about.
So no. What I'm saying is that was the year Vince Carter did the whole. Vince Carter was like the star of All-Star Weekend.
As he should have been. It was an incredible dunk contest. Yeah. Shout out to Steve Francis.
Even in the game, they're saying, "Oh, Kobe, you know, he doesn't like other people getting no credit." Kobe, like, it was a whole narrative behind him that he was selfish, and he wanted the, he don't like Vince Carter getting all this stuff. It was like that was a built-in. That was the knock on Kobe.
You know what's funny?
Even with his handling of his teammates.
What you just said, back then they called selfish. 20 years later, they called the Mamba mentality. You see how this is weird with the media? I promise you that's what they did. It was selfish then it became the Mamba mentality. That's what they did.
No, Kobe matured. By the time Kobe...
What's the Mamba mentality then, Ross? No.
The Mamba mentality is him scoring 60 points on his last game.
No, that's not the Mamba mentality. That's cap.
The Mamba mentality is him talking 3 different languages while he playing, getting in people's heads and stuff. I think it was the mental aspect. But I think early on in his career,
that's the Mamba mentality.
No. Y'all say that now. No, bro. It was
when Kyrie took that shot in the finals and they asked him, "What were you thinking?" What did Kyrie say? Mamba mentality. Fuck it, I'm shooting this hoe.
Right.
I'm shooting it. I'm not passing to the best player on my team. I'm shooting it. That's what Kobe shot 3 air balls as an 18-year-old in the playoffs against the goddamn Utah Jazz on the road in a must-win game. He shot that bitch and shot air ball after air ball after air ball. Mamba mentality. That wasn't self. See,
ain't no goddamn
Mamba mentality. You can't say it's Mamba mentality when it works, and when it don't work, say it's selfish. It's
so Michael Porter Jr. shooting 1 for 9. At least he kept shooting. Mamba mentality.
Ross, what I'm telling you is
that's why all the kids messed up saying that. See, you got to stop.
You can't call it Mamba mentality when it works. And when it doesn't work, you say it's selfish. It's the same mentality.
No, Mamba mentality is laser focused, locking in.
He's always been that though.
Mamba mentality to me is like outworking. See, that's what's wrong with the kids though. That's why Jason Tatum and these kids feel like 1 minute they can say Mamba mentality, and then when they lose, they don't want to go up on the podium and talk. But they forget about Mamba mentality. I think Mamba mentality was just like, I compare that to Nipsey, like the marathon continue. Like, it's just, to me, it's just like fighting through. That's and I get it. Okay,
I
shooting the
agree with
air.
that. I agree with that.
But I'm saying at the beginning of his career, his maturity, we can go back. Like, I don't even want to smite Kobe right now, but he was a little self-centered, selfish.
Oh, you taking the media route. Don't do that,
Immature.
Lord. No, you
It was
taking the
some
media route.
immaturity there.
Don't do that, Ross.
And I don't like the Kobe versus T-Mac. It's just, let's tell the truth about Kobe, man. Rest in peace. We love Kobe, but y'all gotta stop. And T-Mac's prime from 2000 and 2007, he averaged more than Kobe twice. How is he better? Courtney, I think you're not understanding. T-Mac said, yeah, I don't know how many times we can tell Courtney. T-Mac said in a conversation about ring culture, this was about ring culture and how we judge certain guys who don't have rings versus how we judge certain guys with rings. And really, a lot of the circumstance has to do with a lot of it. So, for example, T-Mac used himself and Kobe, and he just was saying, and at the peak of his career, when he got traded from Toronto, the situation with Orlando, Grant Hill was at the top of his career. They were supposed to get Tim Duncan. If they get that team at T-Mac's peak of his career, when he's top in scoring and the top shooting guards are him and Kobe, he would have been able to win. It's circumstantial. But him not winning, now he's judged as, the same way we judge the James Hardens and the Chris Pauls, the Charles Barkleys, the people who didn't win. So a lot of it is just circumstance. So he used a scenario that if I would have played on that loaded Lakers team, so if he would have got traded, instead of going to Orlando to LA, he would have said, and had a prime Shaq in the surrounding core, that he would have been at least able to win a couple rings, and his career would be looked at differently. It's the same thing as now with, like, Cooper Flagg is the number 1 pick, and he got drafted to Dallas Mavericks. His career trajectory, because he was able to get drafted to a good team, is going to be way different than the other guys. Now, is he the best coming out of draft? I believe so, yes. But also, the deck is stacked a little bit more in his favor, because he didn't have to go to Utah or to a Charlotte like the other guys. So 20 years later, how we judge these guys, the circumstance, all is what set the foundation on how we're going to judge them in the future. But Dame Lillard got drafted to Portland, and he came in and was able to shoot those shots. If Dame get drafted to Golden State and he got to be a backup to Curry, we don't never get Dame Lillard.
Maybe he starts over Curry. Here's what I'm telling you, though.
It's all circumstance.
But so I don't think anybody, at least me, I'm not disagreeing with the circumstance argument. I think where it gets weird is when he specifically says the Kobe argument. I think that's where it becomes a conversation.
I think because at that point of his career, it was him and Kobe, and I think, like, I think that's just because you got to think, and those guys' NBA career for 10 years, it was either the Spurs or the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay,
but they played against
the Lakers just because that's an easy swap. You're saying I played a 2, they had a 2, me and Kobe.
Yeah, but I think that's where it gets off for me, because I think that, like, you do a disservice for Kobe by just saying we could have just plugged him in and he wins. Because, no, like I just said, Nobody's saying that with the best two guard, with the second best two guard of the 90s. Nobody's saying you can just plug him in to the Bulls and they win all them championships.
Well, because Jordan was the Shaq in the situation. I think if anything, he's given all the credit to Shaq and saying Shaq was so dominant.
Well, hold on.
So with Jordan
Jordan never won nothing without Scottie Pippen.
So you'd be better to say the second best 3-man. With Jordan have been able to win with Dominique instead of Scottie.
Shout out to my man. World is in the building, goddammit. World, you've been quiet since them Pacers lost, but we see you in here. World said, man, I just tuned in. Your logic ain't adding up. So if Melo went to the Lakers with Shaq, would they win too? Hell no.
That was later on. Melo ain't come into 03. They was already won 3 rings at that point.
No, but I think what he's saying though is that like the and that's what I'm saying too, is like this logic that you just like, oh, you got Shaq and this team, plug this person in. I think that does Kobe, because it makes it seem like Kobe was just there. And it's like, no, bro. Kobe.
Obviously, I'm not saying add in Ron Artest for Kobe. No.
Nah, but at
that point,
but that's why I keep
A and B.
But Ross, that's why I keep saying more than just T-Mac, because I was around during that time, and it wasn't just T-Mac and Kobe. It was T-Mac, it was Kobe, it was Vince Carter, it was Iverson.
Okay. If you added Anthony Edwards for Jason Tatum, would Boston have still won the ring last year?
Hold on, say it again. If you added who?
If you swap Anthony Edwards and Jason Tatum, would Boston have still won the ring last year? Not this year that just passed, last year.
I don't know.
Come on, man. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Well, because
they didn't get Finals MVP,
but that's fine. But also,
with that squad with Drew Holiday, Porzingis, and all the rest of them,
I don't know what he does as a 21-year-old. Like, he might be out there throwing a bunch of jump passes. I don't know what he do.
If
I agree
LeBron
with
would have
you,
chose New York instead of Miami and went and played with Melo and them, they might have not won 2 out of 4. They at least get a ring. If Bron would have chose to go play with Derrick Rose, and Derrick Rose don't get, even probably after he got hurt that first time, they probably win a ring. I mean, come on, we it's circumstance. Derrick Rose would have had a chip, and we would have looked at Derrick Rose totally different.
I agree that it is circumstantial, right? That like depending on what in the NBA and the NFL, and that's why Dion was saying there's certain teams that we're gonna try to steer away from. Right? I get it, right? It is based on circumstances.
You think Ace Bailey ain't want to go to Utah?
Well, he ended up in Utah, so good luck. But matter of fact, hold on, where that nigga? Where's his? Hold on, I got a picture.
Hold on, you gotta show his agent. Don't.
Oh, I got his agent. Where his agent go? Oh my God, I'm glad you brought up Ace Bailey. Listen, Ace, you better get away from this Negro as soon as you possibly can.
Hey,
man.
You know what's funny? They say he homeboys with the
I got the picture.
The pastor that was in Brooklyn. What, you remember the black pastor that was in Brooklyn?
Yeah, the one that went to jail. Yeah.
But you know what's crazy, Roy? That's Sharif Cooper's pops.
I know.
And Tia Cooper's pops.
Yeah.
His daughter is Tia Cooper.
I mean, I don't know how much he was, I don't know what he was doing, but his your man from, you watch Joe Budden podcast?
Ish, yeah.
Yeah, your man Ish is over there with him too. It's a bunch of bullshit going on over there. That's what I'm gonna tell you.
Ish was on the podcast trying to reason for what
it's Ace a bunch of bullshit going on. You see Ish over here with this bull. Look, the nigga got the Frank Lucas joint on. He got the Frank Lucas joint on. Ish is over here in some bullshit. Ish, you in some bullshit.
Now let me ask, what's wrong with a young, flashy black brother?
Nothing's wrong with it. Nothing's wrong with it. To answer your questions, nothing's wrong with it. The problem is it seems like he definitely lost him money, right, by not taking these meetings, and then Utah still took you. So you did all that not to go to Utah, and they still took you. So
and he didn't report. Clayton reported first, and then Ace went behind him. But yeah,
that's all I'm saying. You know, so you did all that. You did all that to not go there. You still went there. So yeah, yeah, you know, listen, good luck to you, bro. You know, shout out to. I would tell him if I'm advising him. Oh, hold on. How can we forget? Man, I forgot, Ross. The biggest move so far, if he's healthy, the biggest move so far, a move that I love, and this is why they still my team to come out the East. My man Lonzo Ball is going to Cleveland. You know I'm a big Lonzo Ball guy. That's a great move for the Bulls. I love that move.
You being a Laker fan, why y'all ain't go get Lonzo to back up Luka?
We're cool on him. He can't handle the bright. It's too bright in LA for him. But Cleveland is perfect for him. It's too bright in LA though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, too close to home. His
I think that's that Caruso move, similar to what OKC did with Caruso.
So you tell me you hold on, whoa. So you don't like off the bench Lonzo Ball?
That's what I'm saying. I think similar to what OKC did with Caruso, like
gotcha.
He'll probably come in off the bench, but when it come playoff time, he'll be playing.
He'll play a bigger role. Yeah.
Yeah. Like it might not translate in numbers throughout the regular season, but when the playoff come, I see him being, because they was picking on Garland.
Yep.
So now you could take Garland out, still get the ball movement, Alonzo, and you can't pick on Lonzo.
Did you see this fake South Sudan looking nigga? This nigga here was faking like he was an NBA draft. I guess he's like super tall. So he was walking around with an NBA hat like he just in New York, like he just got drafted. Did you see this?
New York is not real.
Watch this nigga.
My name's Dice. I'm 7'1". I work at a production studio, but today I just got drafted by the Blazers. Let's do it. How old are you, bro? 13. 13, you're going to be my height, man. I can feel it.
You saw my weight.
Of course, bro.
Thank you. Congratulations. Bro.
Yes, sir, my man. You sure I'm too tall? I can't get that number real quick?
Dude, where's the Trailblazers?
The Trailblazers, Portland.
That's so far away.
That's
you can't
far.
have my number.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm from Jersey. I'll be here all the time.
Oh, okay. Where did you go to college?
Me, I went to college at Duke. Oh, yeah. I'll see you soon.
Congratulations.
Of course.
See, too tall. You see what I'm saying? Twice my fucking size.
You keep playing basketball, man. You'll end up here, man.
He tried to pull females. He signing autographs. This nigga's wilding, bro. Look, he pulled up to the bar. Look, he at the bar.
Hey, what do I owe you for the shot, bro? Don't forget us here on the bar. I'll be back. What you mean? I got drafted 11. You ain't see me yet. Oh my God. Don't make it hot. This video.
Hey, niggas wasn't going for it. That nigga was like, hold on, nigga, what? I watched the draft.
Hold on, that chain don't look kind of right, bro. Hold on. You start sizing them up, like, hold on.
Yeah,
bro.
you know, the brother was like, hold on now, nigga. Look, he went to the bar.
Hey, to Portland, man. Hey, what do I owe you for the shot?
The shots. Look, he pulled the little breezy. She trying to get the number. It's crazy work, bro.
Yeah, that's hilarious. I like that.
Pretending to get drafted. So, yeah, I mean, he's 7'1" though. Like, that's a good prank for him to do every year. People gonna go for it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you a tall dude just walking around. Like, I mean, shit, look like he got drafted.
I like that they're doing that. You remember the fake Clay? He had got all the way on the court.
That was insane, the fake Clay.
The fake Clay had got all the way on the court.
Yeah, the fake Clay was out here really getting it. Okay, let's get to two more things, Ross, and we out of here. Cause I want to first of all, we ain't gonna get to this, but shout out to Candace Parker got her jersey retired in LA. Definitely shout out to Candace Parker with the jersey retirement. You dig? That was big. I got a funny story. I might tell it on Thursday. I got a funny story. I met Candace Parker when I was in college. She was still in high school. I got a funny ass story about that. We met but didn't meet, is what I'll say, at a Cubs game. I'll tell that story on Thursday. Remind me on Thursday to tell a Candace Parker story. Okay. But I do want to get to this though, for some Negro news. Well, before we get to the Negro news, let me go here first. What's up with your man? What's up with these NFL guys taking this 7-on-7 and this coaching way too serious? Have you seen Did you see Geno Smith? He got to relax in here.
That's why they pay me the big bucks. That's why I get paid the big bucks. That's why they bring the big bucks to me. That's why they pay me the big bucks, nigga. I do it. That's why they pay me the big bucks.
You gotta relax, Geno. Like, dude, like relax.
What you forget? Geno a real Florida one though.
But he gotta relax though. We know you. You know you in the NFL. Relax.
That's South Florida though.
It's 7-on-7. Relax.
That's every like. Have you been to a Little League football game?
My nephew play Little League,
bro. That's every week like that. They be wilding out there.
They gotta relax.
You see what happened in Texas when your boy Talib had popped the dude?
Well, first of all, we don't.
They gotta chill, man.
We try to dismiss that. We try to forget about that down here. That was in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? We try to forget about that.
They gotta chill, man.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. Some Negro news.
Hold on. Before we go.
Yeah.
Shout out Candace Parker.
Yeah, definitely.
Man, all the people. Paige Beckers is playing better than Caitlin Clark. She hooping. Why Paige don't get no love, man?
And she in Dallas. Number 1 overall pick.
Going crazy.
Don't say that too loud, Ross. See, they don't want to have that conversation.
You see what I'm saying? They don't just like basketball. Paige got a little us in them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Where's Dave Portnoy and all the fans? You know, you got another white girl, and now they don't want to give her no love.
They don't play. Hey, I guess they don't like the Dallas Wings.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you. She's balling. She's been hooping. She a rookie, first overall pick, doing her thing, and no one cares.
Going crazy too.
Yeah, definitely got to shout out Bobby Bonilla. This is definitely Bobby Bonilla Day every July 1st. You know.
See, that's how my boy Dame finna be. He
collecting that shit through 2035. He been collecting that shit since the 90s. Goddamn me, that's the craziest. It's the craziest contract of all time, man. Each July 1st, he still gets that 1.1 million, dog. That's
crazy. So how much did he sign for?
It was like they spread it out for like 25, 30 years, something crazy. They just like spread it out like, hey man, listen, we fucked up the contract. Let's just spread it out. We'll give you $1 million until 2035. He's like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? He's like, all right, tripping. So like every July, summertime, he gonna get that $1 million hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's beautiful. Go ahead and plan a little vacation for the family every
Come
July.
Now. Every July, you know it's gonna go down. Yeah.
Woo-wee.
So happy Bobby Bonilla Day for everybody. But I gotta go here though, man, because this is some relationship shit. I believe she is an actress. I forgot what show she's in. So people were saying, hey man, she's an actress. This ain't that big of a deal. You know what I'm saying? People are making it a bigger deal than it should be. But a lot of people felt a lot of ways because, she allowed. This is going to be a young lady who's at an event and, a dude rolls up on her and, they just felt like the rhythm she was giving was a little too much, Ross. But again, she is an actress. She is, in shows. But you tell me what you feel here.
Hi. You look way better in person. But you're short, though. How tall are you?
I don't know why people think I'm tall.
Yeah, we think you're a little bit taller, man.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Alice.
Nice to meet you. My name is New.
It's what?
My name is New.
New.
Yeah. Just keep going, man.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you single?
I'm not. Just
well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it,
In case you didn't hear, he said, are you single? She said, I'm not. This is my fiance. Now, this nigga the whole time was sitting here eating a cool cup or some shit. I don't know what this nigga was doing.
With the pink spoon.
Yeah.
in the pink on pink outfit. Oh, hold on.
I'm just saying, like this whole whole conversation, you doing a little, you know what I'm saying? Like, I need my lady to, even if you were, somewhat celebrity, you out here doing a lot of talking. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
that shorty from Tyreek from Canaan? Not Canaan.
Yes.
That's Effie.
Yes. Yeah, that's who it is. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so I do understand from a certain perspective, right? That, she's been on a popular show and, people are coming up, you know what I'm saying? And saying hi, you know what I'm saying? But you got to be able to peep the scene quick. And I think she needs to, dude, let's play it over again, Ross, because the way dude was talking from the jump, he got right into it real quick.
But you're short though. How tall are you?
I don't know why people think I'm tall.
Yeah, we think you're a little bit taller, man.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Alex.
Nice to meet you.
Very nice.
My name is New.
It's what?
My name is New.
New.
Yeah. Just keep going, man.
Oh yeah.
Hey, you single?
I'm not.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That nigga said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That nigga crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't know, bro. I mean, it's a little borderline for me because, again, she is on a very popular show. You know what I'm saying? What say you, Ross? Could
I
you
don't know if that's her boyfriend.
Who is he, dog?
That might just be one of them dudes where she like, okay, I'm just gonna say, you know what I'm saying? if people come, because you would at least stop eating and like put you like you I don't know, he was too comfortable. He was too comfortable.
He was chilling the whole time. Yeah,
like that almost, your girl getting mad at you after that. Like you just sitting there eating your ice cream, you ain't even come over here. Like, yeah, you got some explaining to do why you ain't walk over there.
You did?
Like she might go get that nigga her phone number.
And a lot of people were saying, like, man, I mean, I get it. I do understand that, she's been on a very popular show. Look, Courtney said, I thought that was a line she gave him too. So y'all saying she just really curved, dude. That ain't even, that's her cousin or somebody that, she just dealt with.
Yeah, like he the fall guy. Like, yeah, he gonna play the role.
Hey, let me go back.
I'm telling you, yeah, play it.
Let me go back. Hold on.
But you short though. How tall are you?
I don't know why people think I'm tall.
That's where it was getting iffy.
That's what I'm saying. Like that conversation, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
all right, you gonna go from this to, all right, what's going on? You know what I'm saying?
He's just kept eating the food. You did?
Yeah.
A little bit taller, man.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Alex.
Nice to meet you.
Very nice.
My name is New.
It's what?
My name is New.
See, I ain't gonna lie. That's the part that got me. Listen, if you my lady, you my fiance, if you're a celebrity, that's fine. A dude told you his name. I don't give a fuck if you know what his name. You talking about, what is it? Like, who cares that you know this nigga name? Just say, oh, okay, nice to meet you. That's it. We move on. Like, you don't gotta really know this nigga's name. Yeah.
Right. Like don't he ain't got to correct it. If you ain't here, you ain't here.
Right. Like, if you ain't here, just say nice to meet you and move on. You dig? Like, we ain't gotta really, like, why are you concerned what this nigga's name is for real? You feel me?
Right. You finna remember? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Just keep going, man.
Oh yeah.
Hey, you single?
I'm not.
Well, if it
So
ain't
you saying that right there didn't look convincing to you when she like, this is my look. This is my fiance. This is him.
Like, come on, you would have went and like grabbed even your girl. Think about it. This is my fiance. She would have grabbed your arm, grabbed your hand. She would have came and gave you a little half hug. She would have at least stepped a little closer to you.
Right.
It's just kind of like, we already discussed that if anybody try, I'm gonna just say you my fiance for the day. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Do we see a ring? Do we see
that's her left hand right there. I don't see nothing on that hand. That's her left hand up right there. You see it right there.
Oh yeah.
There's nothing on that hand.
See that what I'm saying? That's just the if the niggas come mess with me, I'm gonna say you my fiance.
Let's go back. We can try to see because she shakes his hand with her left hand. Let's see if we see anything. Hold on.
Nice to meet you. My name is New. My name is New.
I don't see nothing on that hand.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No, I don't see. Definitely don't see no ring right there. There we go. No ring. Yeah. Not saying that you gotta have a ring. I know my conscious brothers are gonna be out here. Hey, brother, just because I ain't giving no ring, that don't mean shit. All right, brother, I got you, Dr. Umar. Damn. But I don't see nothing on the finger, right? And he, whatever that nigga's eating, it can't be that goddamn good.
Boy, that boy got the best Dippin' Dots in the world, man. That boy. But see, I'm just peeping the scene. The 2-piece pink, you know what I'm saying?
The 2-piece pink is crazy, right?
Even peep the homies.
Yeah, everybody look a little, you know. Listen, it was Pride Month last month. Let's be very clear.
I don't see no homegirls over there. I don't see them dudes with no females. That might be her with her security team.
Shout out to Effie, man.
That might have been security for the day.
She's a cute girl, so I understand. You know, maybe she, like you said, they had that built in before we go here. Hey, if anybody asks you, my fiance. She could have just said boyfriend. No, fiance is kind of strong, but I guess fiance makes it seem like it's
you more gonna leave it alone. You gonna leave it alone.
Yeah. I'm with
you gotta be cold if somebody say, "Oh, that's my fiance." You even keep going on. That's why the guy even saying that, and there was still no reaction. If my girl just said I'm her fiance, and you even come up with another little joke like, "All right, now I'm looking at you."
You know what's crazy? In situations like that, typically a dude would like acknowledge the other dude, like, "Hey, man, you know, no disrespect, bro." You know what I'm saying?
Now, what I'm saying, that was disrespectful to even not even like, "What's good, bro? My bad. I didn't mean no problem."
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, I'm with you. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you at least got to acknowledge that. At that point, you got to acknowledge that man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
this is my fiance. Oh, okay, my bad, bro. Yeah, all right. Y'all have a good night. You know what I'm saying? That's how that go.
Yeah. Courtney Jackson one last time. He said, "I give her credit though. I think she's doing the celebrity thing and being nice to it." Again, but that's my point though, Courtney. I think it's a fine line between being nice, you know, because listen, let's say that this is her fiance, right? I know y'all think it's not, but let's say it is. If she's just quote unquote being nice, then you know we might have to have a conversation about your level of nice, baby girl.
Yeah, because if now I'm thinking if you're ever out and I'm not around, and that was the interaction when I'm standing right here eating my ice cream. Now when you out and I'm not around, that nigga ain't gonna stop because you ain't gonna have me here. Like your only throw off was, "Oh, that's my fiance," you know.
Yeah. Other than that, it was still a conversation.
And she wasn't gonna dead it.
No, you were super talkative, and you asking the nigga, "Oh, well, hold on, I didn't hear you. What's your name?" Like, no, fuck his name. You know what I'm saying? Who gives a fuck with his name?
But then we gotta think for the content people. I guess when you see somebody, I don't know what that was recorded on, but if you see somebody with a camera, you gonna go into that nice mode. You know what I'm saying?
So. And again, she's not a big enough actress.
Got the camera like this, then she probably just gonna act that way.
And she's not a big enough actress, obviously, at this point to be, you know what I'm saying?
No pictures. Yeah.
Right. So I get it. It's a great conversation. But all right, man, we up out here on that tonight, man. Y'all tap in with us, Ross and Risky. Right here, man. We'll be back on Thursday to talk some more. We got to get into some NFL as well. I don't know what's going on in NFL. Ross doesn't like that Jalen Ramsey move. Shout out to the Steelers. Steelers are making moves. God damn me. We'll get into some of that. Plus some more NBA, man. We'll tap back in with y'all on Thursday. We out, man. Peace.